Okay, hi students. As I promised you in class, here's a quick guide to email writing. So the first thing here, you can see my Bilgi email page, which looks the same as your email page, I expect. So let's go to new email. Okay, so if I select new message, so if you're sending the email to me, my email is james.lawson@bilgi.edu.tr, as you can see here. Okay, first thing, make sure you always put something in the subject. Don't leave the subject blank. So the subject here, let's put my level of English. This is important because when I see your emails, I'll see your name and I'll also see the subject above your name in the email. Okay, so when you start the email, in the first line you can write, "Dear James," this is fine. Here's some text I copied in before. And at the end of the email, make sure you put something to close the email, like regards, your name. Let's change this to Ametikaya. And make sure you also include your section number. Okay, so this is how an email should look. You'll notice on my screen that there are lots of red lines all over the screen and lots of problems with punctuation. You see here, there's a full stop, but there should be one space after the full stop. Don't forget this. Here, comma, same thing. There's a comma, there's no space. There should be no space before, one space after. Another thing, this small I does not exist in English. It should always be a capital I. So here, yes. Again, here, a mistake with punctuation. There should be no space before, one space after. Okay, so for spelling, the best way to check spelling is to change your spelling and grammar language in Microsoft Word or OpenOffice. So here's an example. I can take the entire email and I can copy it into OpenOffice. Or LibreOffice. Okay, so here's the email. So you see that my language at the bottom of my screen is English UK. So these errors, the red lines, are showing on the screen because the language here is English UK. To change the language, you have to highlight everything, select language, and you can select almost any language you like. So let's go for Estonian. Okay, so now you see, because the language is not English, it doesn't show the spelling errors in the paragraph. So to change the language to English, first highlight the paragraph, then select either English, UK or USA. It's not important which one you use. So now it's English UK, and you see it shows all the errors. Now to change the errors, all you need to do is take the mouse cursor, put it over the error, right click, and it will show you the options. So here, the correct word is looks, and it's correct. The same here. Right click, understand. Right click, check. here, there are 2 errors. Remember is spelled wrongly, and there's no space after the full stop. So here you can see that there should be a space here. It should be like this. So the spell checker actually notices this. The second error is that remember is spelled incorrectly. So now we have a document that's completely spell checked and has no punctuation errors. Once you've done this, you need to read your email through once out loud to check that there are no errors. When I say out loud, I mean this. As I promised you in class, here is a guide to email writing. See, by reading through, I can find any other errors in the work. Here's an error. You see, after the comma, there should be a space. Again, as I promised you in class, here is a guide to email writing. Remember that the most important thing for me is how your email looks and how easy it is to understand. Try to correct grammar errors if you can, of course, but I'll be happy as long as I can understand what you've written. Make sure you proofread your work to check for errors before you send it to me. You must always use a spell checker to correct spellings in your work. Make sure you also correct any problems with spacing and punctuation. If you do not check your work properly, you'll receive an unacceptable grade and you'll have to do it again. So, by reading this out loud, it's much easier to find the errors. Okay, so now we've checked the work, we've done the spell check, we've done the grammar check, we've done a proofread, which is reading the work again. Now we can take it, you can copy, paste it back into the email. Now we've got a nice correct email sent from my Bilgi account to your, so here it will be from your Bilgi account to my Bilgi account. It has a subject, must always have a subject. It has either James or Dear James, either is fine. The email message is spell checked and check the punctuation. If you like, you can also use paragraphs. You have a closing, usually regards or thanks, your name, and your section. Okay, so once this is done, you can just click on send.